We're from America.
Yeah.
And we heard Finland is the happiest place on earth.
Yes, I'm happy.
We need more happy.
Happy day for you. And for you too.
Want to know
Have a
why
nice
we are
day.
so happy?
This is why we are so happy, because we want to be happy. You know?
love
The secret, I told it to you now.
Thank you for joining me. I'm like super happy. Like we're in Finland and this is like some of my group of my favorite people that I've ever around.
Yay.
So let's back up for a second and see why we're all here. So Rachel had a crazy idea for her birthday this year. She wanted to get together a bunch of her favorite people and go on an expedition to discover happiness.
Finland outranked 155 nations.
According to the World Happiness Report, the Nordic nation is the happiest country for a second year in a row.
So what are the factors that rank Finland, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, and Switzerland the happiest countries in the world? GDP per capita, life expectancy and health, social support, freedom to make life choices, generosity, and freedom from corruption or trust in businesses and government.
I think it's very difficult for Finns to explain it because like when their like results came that we are the happiest nation in the world, everybody was a bit like confused, like can't be and how and they were like it's not true. But then if you ask a Finn, are you happy? Most likely they will say that yeah, happy.
Some people walk through this life.
Where are we going?
We are going to Helsinki!
Finland time. It's officially adventure time.
Dylan was a no-brainer. I love his curiosity.
No plans. Going in an empty, blank mind.
Most people have like a picture in their mind first of what the situation this person is going to be. He doesn't. He comes in clean to every situation. He's just curious. Like,
And we're trying to find out why Finland was rated the happiest country in the world.
The happiest.
Sandy, both you and Jimmy.
What are you doing?
I'm selling balloons. You guys do amazing work. It is this kind of thing where I see people for who they are. That's what I look for in people, like this openness, this learning, this inquisitiveness, and just this super amazing energy.
We'll see how we feel 20 hours from now.
Rachel, I know she handpicked everybody, so I'm really excited to get to know everybody, and it's just such a good crew.
And Meredith, I just have fun with her, and she's so goofy, and she's so herself, like all the time. You guys have probably seen her little dance or whatever, expressions, and I love that. I love that energy, and I love that fun.
Where are we going? Want to help with that?
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. I think what I like about this is not just me going alone and getting excited alone. When you have others, you can kind of like keep that momentum going and ideas going. So, but again, if nothing happens, we have a great time. We love each other anyway. That's good too.
It's a Rachel thing. It is a Rachel thing. Well, I don't know many people who would do that.
I don't know any.
My mom, she was such an easy travel buddy. Like Mom loves to travel with me, and what I love about hanging out with Mom is when she travels, she's just more in her skin. She's more herself. And I was glad everyone really has been enjoying Mom too.
How you feeling, Mama?
I feel better. It's Finland, I guess, and I didn't sleep.
Welcome to Helsinki.
I have no idea where we are, but it's freaking cold. How do you feel? All right, y'all, 4 flights later. Some lost luggage we landed in. Where the hell are we? Where are we?
We're in Helsinki.
And Nian, this guy is just this ball of energy, you know? I mean, anywhere he comes, there's just Nian, you know? And
like I meet someone and they're happy, like it's infectious, and I'm like, yes, like you're a great person, like you're a dope person, you're fun, and I want to do more of this and I want to find out more.
Just for
I felt fantastic.
I want to believe.
The population of Helsinki is about 650,000 people. It is also the world's coldest capital, and Finnish is one of the hardest languages to learn.
We're here because Finland's called the happiest place in the world. Is it true? You don't know? Are you happy? All right, must be true then.
Hotel St. George.
Ooh, how you feel?
Fantastic. Just found out they use the euro here.
After 24 hours of flying, we finally made it to the hotel to meet the rest of the crew.
Robert, I just love him. Loved him to death, loved his energy, and He takes care of us. He's got like all the, you know, nuts and bolts, and I'm just like, let's just go, let's whatever. And he's got everything.
I love doing this kind of stuff, obviously. And so it's been neat with her to just, she's like, yeah, that sounds great, cool. I'll go there, yeah, we'll stay there.
Amanda, first of all, she's just a good friend. I love her to death, and I've learned so much from her. It's a little insane because we both have this crazy energy, and she brings that out in me and makes it accepted and normal, and I learn from her like no other. Each person has this different superpower and this different layer that brings out something different in me, and I couldn't wait to see how that mix would be and how a group of people who are super open can like learn from each other and see Finland through each other's eyes.
After a hard day of traveling, we had to get to the nearest bar to have a drink and unwind.
Dylan's gonna wake up in an hour and wondered what happened.
The Nordics are conservative first, but it's not like we're running around like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. But yeah, life here is like pretty good. Like free education, free healthcare. Yeah, maybe taxes are pretty high, but that covers all the everything. I usually pay like a bit higher tax bracket, and I don't mind. But then again, I don't earn that much money, so that would matter. When I moved here back in 2012, I came here to study, and that was basically because Finland was #1 country in the world for higher education.
The next day, Amanda and Robert didn't waste any time. They planned a lot of experiences for us to be able to discover more about Finland. Ali leads the growth and partnerships operations of Demos Helsinki. We didn't waste any time and got straight into the happiness report and all of our questions about Finland.
Feeling of being able to act and be participant in a society. So it's actually nothing fancy. It's just that you have that sort of feeling that most of the things that I would like to do, I'm able to do.
You feel like it leads people to try things more?
Personally, I think yes. That is so. Naturally, there's a lot of other things that is also linked to entrepreneurship.
Ali was absolutely amazing. He was a wealth of information. We talked to him for over an hour on so many topics surrounding Finland.
Yeah. And we wanted to say thank you so like this is really informational education. You've added a lot of value.
Yeah.
To this experience.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You know, what brings me happiness changes from a day to day as I evolve and grow as a person. What I need to make myself happy changes.
Going to the library, we're gonna have some fun. Hey!
It's funny because I think of happiness, and I actually don't often think of myself as a happy person, even though people would say I am, but I think back to the Finnish example of contentment, or in my case I say joy. And so what brings me joy or satisfaction?
Beautiful.
This is a great system, but the people who are here, like, you have to create your own happiness, which is what I think is funny, because you can have two people who grew up in the same house with the same parents, go to the same schools, and one's happier than the other just because of just the way their mind works. And that's why, like, I'm so intrigued by here.
Udi is the name of this flagship library in the heart of Helsinki. It's 3 stories tall and houses a movie theater, audio-video recording studio, and a 3D printing lab. This library has over 100,000 books, with an estimated 5,000 books being checked out every day. It costs over 98 million euros to build, and the UN named Finland the most literate nation in the world. Amanda arranged a meeting for us to meet some locals so we can pick their brain on what it's like to be born and raised in Finland.
I just like had this ear-to-ear grin, and there's kind of like I saw kind of like what I envisioned this entire thing to be about. All of you guys still talking to Lassie and Jenna, and this idea about just going to talk to people. People are doing it, you know, and they're loving it, and they're super excited, and everyone's so excited about the library, and like I felt it everywhere in my body. mostly like emanating from my heart, but it was kind of the coolest thing. I think it's what I love is when I get an idea and I can't get it out of my head, I have to make it happen. And it felt really good just to make it happen.
It's probably about 40 degrees maybe? What do you guys think?
No, it's less.
All right, still freezing and we just got here.
How you feeling right now?
I am amped up.
Oh, I'm fine.
We're gonna try to talk her into doing it.
I mean, it's probably a terrible decision, but it's gonna be fun, and that's what matters.
Let's do it.
Finns are the unquestioned champions of sauna. They have over 3 million of them, which is more than one sauna for every other citizen.
We might have to turn this off for a minute while we go in.
Well, I knew I was going to do it. Rachel said, I know you're going to do this, Mom, but it's addictive. It gets into your body. There's something about swimming in the salt water that's just amazingly refreshing for body and soul.
It's not warm. It's much colder than the one at the hotel.
Is it? Oh my God.
Just to let you know. Oh my God!
The initial thing is really cold, but it doesn't stay that way.
I just gonna enjoy watching you guys.
And I think that's the way with life too. When you step into something new, it might not be comfortable, and I think it's a mistake to back away before you've given it a chance. I like to do new things and learn new things.
I know it.
So how do you feel? What does it feel like?
Cool. Cool.
You gonna do it right now?
Going. Oh God, it's cold. Ready?
Oh my God! You gotta swim around! You gotta what's it feel like? What's it feel like? Oh yeah, baby! How you going? Oh yeah! I got this!
Oh my God! Babe!
78 and a half.
So Gene is 78 and a half.
Worse?
It's worse!
Gene is still in there. Gene is getting the world record. She's still in there.
Oh my God.
In our society, I feel like we lose track of our elders and how much knowledge and power they have. And so it's cool to like see that, you know? So thank you for letting us be a part of that. I'm such a rainy guy. And seeing this superstar over here just run in, what a great experience.
Third time.
That's how I feel. Like I feel calm right now.
Daddy's gonna go with I'm an animal. I'm an animal. Come on!
The polar plunge definitely was a huge thing because we just get comfortable in our lives and we never push to make yourself uncomfortable or to see how big your balls are, you know? And Dylan, you really, within yourself, you said no, like, I can do this. And you did it, and I loved seeing that transformation.
Faster, faster, yeah!
Yeah, and then Rachel's mom was like, she was like something, you know, like only like a mom could say, which is just like, don't feel any pressure, but you know, you might feel good about yourself if you do it. Like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go do it, you know.
We did the polar plunge! Oh my God!
After a long day of swimming in frigid cold water, it's time to check out some of Finland's nightlife.
All right, Liam, what's up, man? We just wrapped up dinner. Headed back to where? We're headed to some speakeasy or something? This guy's met up all the locals lately, so he knows all the hot spots to go.
Hey, listen, man. Who knows where the night's gonna take us? Let's go find out, right? That's what we're in Finland for.
Boom!
Nian has this amazing superpower to connect with everyone, everywhere he goes.
Like I started to say, everyone's a potential new friend because I meet you and you're happy. That makes me happy.
We just both started bouncing. So immediately that was it. Like I was done. I was so tired that night, but he started bouncing with me and I was like, I love this guy.
All right, so we're about to go to Chihuahua Julep, a super bomb speakeasy where there's actually no media allowed. So this will be the last video we'll have for however long until we leave. But I was here last night. It's a good place.
Hey, what up, man? Okay.
So he walked on.
He started his own bar because he was like, hey, that's what makes me happy. And he said it took him like 11 years.
You know what the house is?
Yes, we've heard all about it.
No, cool.
Thank you.
It's like, I didn't want social media. It's like, I wanted it to be good on its own. So he's like, you guys don't have to take any pictures. You don't have to check in anywhere. They're like, he's like, don't, if you bring your phone out, they lock it up. Because he's like, that's what he wanted. And he wanted to create that own environment, that own happy space. you're just interacting with people. And that was the space that he wanted to create, and I loved it.
It's the only picture we have.
Oh yeah, say you will. Come on, a little bit louder.
Death metal bar night for sure. It's my favorite because it's an adventure. And Rachel had never heard death metal before. She's like, oh, I don't know if I like this music. I don't know what this is. I was like, Rachel, it's death metal. She's like, oh, it seems angry.
Happiness.
It was amazing. It was amazing. That was my favorite, just because it was an adventure and we were trying to all navigate it together. And it wasn't everybody from the trip, so you guys missed out on death metal night. It was still a good time.
She said to celebrate. Wine and a candy bar.
Turku on Suomen persenreikä.
What does that mean?
Turku is the asshole of Finland.
So the next day we began our journey to Turku, and according to our bartender, the asshole of Finland.
What's up, buddy? Oh, hey, what up? Good morning. We're going to the train.
So where are we at?
Oh man, we at the railway station. Not the train station, the railway station. We're on our way to Turku.
I think it's a 2+ hour
Track 11.
train ride.
All right, time to get on the train. Here we come, Turku.
I think at my stage of life, happiness is contentment. You have lived more than 78 years. It's filled with a lot of blessings along the way.
You know, like I'm happiest when I'm with friends and like I obviously do events and entertaining for work, and so I'm happiest when I'm doing that with friends. Like
I think it's just like constantly asking yourself, you know, what makes you happy today? What makes you feel balanced today? And yeah, what does like freedom look like for you?
Lately, happiness to me is freedom. And freedom from responsibilities, freedom from obligations, and freedom just to be free with my family and my wife and just exploring, and freedom to me equals happiness.
Like I said, I think it's a ever-evolving question because, you know, what brings me happiness changes from a day to day as I evolve and grow as a person. What I need to make myself happy changes.
So what truly makes me happy, my heart full, is helping others in any way I can.
I definitely get the crazy bouncy happiness.
In my case, I say joy. And so what brings me joy or satisfaction is actually, it's deeply rooted in my faith, but then also being present in the moment.
It's this sense that what you do matters, even to some small group of people, but someone.
That was nice. It was really nice.
Letting people be who they are, letting me be who I am, kind of that true like acceptance, not feeling you have to put on a front, not feeling like people are judging you or labeling you. You just get to be and be accepted for who you are.
All right, on to the second adventure.
Finally made to Turku.
Turku is the oldest city in Finland and was founded in 1229 with a population of about 180,000 people. In 1827, this city was almost entirely destroyed by a fire. Turku is home to about 35,000 students and 2 major colleges. We met up with one of the sweetest and most knowledgeable tour guides we could have asked for. She showed us around Turku and gave us all of the history.
What a fun group you seem to have here. I'm a history teacher. I studied Finnish history as my major and social sciences and tourism and a lot of different things. In Finland, university is free. As you, I don't know if you knew it, but I didn't have to pay any tuition fees. So, and then you get free healthcare.
Yeah, not bad. Not a bad deal.
I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but
for like most of us.
I think so. We can check this after breakfast.
Yeah, I want to go.
A lot of cool things.
Yesterday, walking out on the tour, and we stopped for the singing group. You know, our tour guide, I feel like she didn't even notice, and then she made a joke about how, oh, this is just normal. We always have people singing on the streets here. But it was just the sunshine, the fact that we were all together, and we'd gotten to know each other better, and then to have the singing group right there and just all be truly present in that moment, and just have that experience together. That was really neat.
something like that. And it's like very simple things that make Finns happy, but I think they don't always notice it by themselves. They think happiness means something like to be very successful or something like really, you have to show off. Finns don't like showing off. Yeah, I think Finns are a bit like, if you ask them like, why are you so happy? I was like, I'm not happy. Or like, they like might be a bit like, oh, I don't know, and be confused with that. That can show you what it might have looked. So this whole area from the cathedral all the way here was full of little, like a narrow streets like that. From the main square, there was there was the city hall was there and everything, all these administrative buildings, and then the cathedral, so church. So it connected all these three things.
The other wonderful moment for me was going inside that cathedral. That was just the space and the feeling in there. My background is definitely Nordic, and somehow I connected with that here. It's from where I come from, and so the people made sense to me. So I love this.
Learning about the people from Finland, it was refreshing to see how they value individuality, but again, I said that it's their relationship to the community. It's refreshing. So I'm like, how do you guys get that?
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with a splash.
I don't think that very often we travel with just the intention of just getting to know people or just being in a city.
Most people don't get to think about what makes them happy because they're so worried, not even thinking, but just doing.
Hey baby, if you're looking for some prices.
So this is Kakola. It's one of the oldest, one of the very notorious prisons in Finland, and it was built here in 1850s, and it was closed 2007 because the worst criminals of Finland that were kept here, and a lot of murderers and other criminals, and a lot of bad things happened inside the prison as well. But then other people just think it's a really cool old building and really cool area. Now this prison is being turned into a really high-end apartments. There's gonna be a spa and a restaurant. There's already a brewery.
Rachel likes beer and today's her birthday, so we figured we'd bring her.
Well, it's just another Friday in paradise.
So we started off like with a very like limited.
First, let's say what makes Finn so happy, or what is happiness to you?
Maybe positive attitude and kind of like a open-minded towards new things and to different people and different cultures. Yeah, hippies.
Not hippies,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Hippies.
Welcome and happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Honesty is one important thing. Yeah, we have, I would say, quite a high morality, and I would say quite many Finns are pretty open in paying taxes. You know, they think that paying a lot of taxes it's a good thing because we need to take care of of everyone in the society and not just ourselves.
You have certain kind of freedom here. You can be whoever you want. So I think that's the happiness.
Yeah, we trust the government very much, but at the moment it's kind of it's a lot more discussion at the moment.
While chatting with our new friend at the brewery, he mentioned how Finns have a lot of trust in the government. And we heard the elections were happening in the city center, so we headed on down to talk to the candidates ourselves.
The thing that always has surprised me about the World Happiness Report is the metric of trust. Because when I see trust in real life here in Finland, what I'm seeing is people believe the other person is looking out for them, and then that person is actually living up to those expectations and then being that person. So like if you say like, oh, I know my government officials look out for me, also government officials are thinking like, I know those people think I'm looking out for them, so I'm not going to betray them because I want to live up to their expectations. So it's this weird implicit thing that I've seen a lot more of here than I usually do in the States.
Tell me, why do you think it is that Finland is so happy?
Some people are happy, just it doesn't need big things like money and these kind of things.
I really don't know why we are at first place, but
because we have so wonderful nature and there is so lovely places and quite happy people as well.
Because now we have had in America, you have the rich people and the poor people. We don't like that at all.
I think that people feel that if they will be asked that are you happy or not, then they think that they're supposed to say that they're happy. They're supposed to think and feel that everything is great. But on the other hand, a lot is great in our country. It's
yes.
Are you one of those happy people?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Really happy.
And what makes you happy? Like what?
My friends and my family and my hobbies and.
Is the less stress that you don't have to worry about paying for healthcare and education and stuff like that?
That's a bit of that, yes. But the democracy is the first thing. We have a very good society and democracy.
One the biggest reason why I am now here and as a candidate. Yeah.
Are you the candidate?
You're running?
Yeah, I am.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Good for you!
Yeah.
So how many parties are there? Is there a lot of parties?
There is a lot of parties,
Yeah.
12 I think at least, and then there is very many small groups as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am a rich people. My husband is a professor, and it's not for me. But the rich and the poor people have the same rights to live happy life. It's possible, but we must do a lot of work.
Hey, why you are in Finland? Can I ask?
So there's like 10 of us from the US coming to Finland. We are very much intrigued by why Finland was rated the happiest country in the world.
Okay.
So I feel silly now after the fact, coming here thinking you're gonna see all these happy people, because obviously it's way deeper than that. It's not just a expression, it's your overall life is very happy and content.
It's hard for us to understand what is happy because people might consider it that happiness, you have to look like really happy and like got this shiny happy people, but it's for us, I think happiness is much more than this actual like showing that you are happy and you're doing great and you're having awesome time. I think it's more like here in Finland you don't have to, people don't always get it, but you don't have to worry about many things.
I really love the idea that everybody gives a little so they can bring up the whole society together. And I think it makes for better, well-rounded people and a better, well-rounded experience overall for everybody. And I just think it's really cool that, they are willing to do that for each other.
Well, yeah, well, and the understood assumption of the culture is that you're supposed to take care of everyone around you, and that's nice.
Maybe there's something we have to learn from everybody. I think that's what I try to do every time I travel, is take something in and see if there's something that fits with my life and I can make it better. And I kind of love to do that with more people, because then the more people that do that, then you're surrounded by that. And it helps you remember that more often.
They look big in my
The spring rolls are bomb, yo.
What do you think about yours?
It's delicious.
Yay!
And they're laughing because they're like, we don't feel like we're the happiest country on earth, or happiest, literally like we're the most content because we have a great support system. When I talked to the expat, he was like, you know what, I love it here because the quality of life is so much better.
Yeah, man.
Where are you from?
From Spain.
Oh, very cool.
Like I'm paying a little bit more taxes, but what I'm getting for it, he's like, the value is so much more. So it was kind of interesting talking to like someone who specifically came here. We're a little bit happier because they had something to compare it to.
People like it because you can sit down and you can just order whenever you want.
This is amazing. I've been talking about tiny bites forever. This is like the best thing ever.
After a crazy long, epic week of traveling, discovering, learning, what a better way to end this expedition than a night at the disco.
We found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the leaves.
Happy birthday, Quito! Woo!
I'm 78 and I'm certainly not done learning. You know, there's still more out there, and I don't think I know it all, and I don't think I've experienced it all, and I don't have to, but I can make stabs at it.
Estimated departure time is at 7:39.
A takeaway for me is the idea that we all rise together, and if we take care of each other and if we help each other come up, then we create a better society and create a better way of life for everybody. And I think that we could really learn a lot from that.
But yeah, just all the little connections and like the people that we've got to meet, I think has just been so cool.
Happiness can just be very unexpected and come from like the most unlikely source. Always expect it. Don't try to create it, just let it come to you.
Realizing how if everyone just looks out for each other, life will be way better. It's just as simple as that.
It was refreshing to see how they value individuality, but their relationship to the community, they very much view themselves as a part of the world, and how their individuality relates to those around them.
I feel like that's what it is, where it's like, because they don't have to have all this stress and worry, they have time to think about what makes them happy. And even that is a luxury.
Normally you would think like, oh, I would succeed better if everybody respected me, but it seems like around here you can get a lot further by showing a lot less of how great you are, and I just like that.
I'm just terribly grateful to Rachel for letting me come along this. I mean, I'm totally of a different generation, and every one of you made me feel like that didn't make any difference.
I'm gonna cry. I can't believe that people join me. You know what I mean? Like, I do some crazy things sometimes, and I'm just thankful to each one and every one of you for joining me on a silly adventure. I mean, I think you guys were all asking me like what I want for my birthday. That's my birthday present to myself, is to see it through your eyes. So that's what I'm trying to keep with me. So thank you for everyone who joined me, and can't wait to do it again.